What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Intro to Investing course here. I'm Clayton, I'm with VectorVest, and in the last video we discussed how to create a trading plan and what exactly a trading plan is. And I know we left off by saying in the next video we're going to talk about when to buy, exactly when to buy a stock. So if you're interested in knowing exactly when the right time to buy a stock is, you're in the right place. So let's get started. So here at VectorVest, we offer some very simple advice, and if you follow this advice, you're much more likely to be making money in the stock market right off the bat than if you follow the advice that's just out there and everybody, like the dollar cost averaging and all of that stuff that these people have come up with. Here at VectorVest, we advocate buying safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price in a rising market. If you follow this advice, you'll know exactly when to buy your stocks and almost exactly which stocks to buy as well. So let's break down that phrase a little bit. We advocate buying safe, undervalued stocks. Now this might be a little bit harder for you to find safe and undervalued stocks if you don't have the VectorVest program, but of course you're gonna have to do a little bit more analysis, but it won't be impossible for you to find safe and undervalued stocks. Safe stocks, you want to look for stocks that have consistent earnings performance, rising earnings year over year. They're constantly beating expectations. Undervalued stocks, you could go the route of price to earnings ratios, however you want to go about it. But VectorVest makes it very simple. We have a value rating and the price. If the price is below the value, that stock is undervalued. So that's the first part. We want to buy safe, undervalued stocks. Now this next part is extremely important, that are rising in price. Now conventional wisdom says that you want to get a stock that's going down because it's cheaper. You don't want to buy it on the way up because you could potentially be missing out on some of the gains and some of that price action. So everybody usually thinks that if a stock is going down, it's cheaper and therefore a better buying opportunity. But that's the exact opposite of what we teach here at VectorVest. We want to buy stocks that are rising in price because they're already doing exactly what we want them to do. So picture this, the stock is going from bottom left to upper right. Now, unless something catastrophic changes or unless something happens to make this stock move direction and change direction completely, as soon as you get in, this stock is already doing what you want it to do. It's rising in price. So picture this, we bought a stock that's rising in price and it continues to rise in price. So from the moment we get in, we're making money, and that's the whole point of investing, is to make money. And finally, the last part of that, so we want to buy safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price, but we also want the market to be rising as well. So what does this look like? So we make it very simple here at VectorVest to know when the market is rising with all of the different market timing signals that we have. But let's say you don't have the VectorVest program yet. Let's say you're just out there and you need to know if the stock market is rising. What do you look at? So you analyze the stock market like you would any graph. You can look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you can look at the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ, take your pick of indexes that you want out there and look at the graph. Is the graph going up? Is the graph going down? Is it volatile? Do a little bit of technical analysis, dig into it a little bit deeper. Don't just take as truth what all the talking heads on TV say. Don't just take as truth what I say. Go out there and do your research and find out if the market is moving higher or if the market is moving lower right now. So if we put all these things together, we want to buy safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price in a rising market. Because if the market is rising, the shares are much more likely to continue following suit and rise as well. Now, what's one of the next things we want to look at? If you're looking at when to buy a stock, this is a personal choice to invest in the stock market. It has to come from within. So, are you personally ready to buy a stock? Now, what could this look like? If investing in the stock market is going to take away from necessities in your life, if you have to pull money out of your rent fund, or if you have to pull money and you have to strictly budget so that you're able to invest in the stock market, it might not be the best time for you to begin investing. But if you've done the budgets, if you've looked at the money, If you're ready and you know that you're able to afford investing, check that off your list. You know, the last thing I want is for you to be staying awake at night, not being able to sleep because the money in the stock market, you're just not sure what's going to happen to it, or you're going to be worried. And that's not what the whole point of investing is. You know, we want to be able to make consistent returns year over year. We want to be able to grow our wealth. We don't want to lose sleep, and we don't want to be worried and stay up all night. No. If you're talking about financial freedom, where's the freedom in that? You're almost a slave to your money. You want your money to go out and do the work for you so that you don't have to stress and you don't have to worry about these things. So if you've done the research, if you know that you're personally ready to invest in the stock market, if you know that the stock market is going up, if you know that the individual stocks you're looking at are going up, this is leading to the perfect storm that you're saying you're ready to invest, you're ready to get started in the stock market, and you're ready to take that next step towards financial freedom and letting your money do the work for you. Now here's one of the things that almost everybody gets caught up with. Conventional wisdom, and everybody out there is going to tell you to dollar cost average. If a stock is going down, it's cheaper and it's always going to rebound. This is not the case. We've seen it time and time again that when a stock is going down, there really is no floor. There's nothing to stop it from continuing to go down. So the last thing you want to do, especially as a new investor, you don't want to get involved in the mindset that just because this stock is lower than it was yesterday, just because this stock is lower than it was last week, this stock is 90% cheaper than it was a year ago, this is a bargain deal. Don't get caught up in that mindset. If that's the way you're currently thinking, I would venture to say that you're not ready to invest in the stock market. You need to want stocks that are going higher in price. You need to want stocks that are moving the way you want them to move before you get into them. Picking the exact bottoms and the exact tops is much more difficult, and you have a lot less percentage chance of being correct than if you just follow the current trend. So how do we know when the right time to buy a stock is? If the stock is going up in price, if the stock market is going up in price, if you've made that personal decision that yes, I'm ready to buy the stocks, I have this money set aside that I can specifically use for investments right now. If you want to better your future, if you want to get started on the path to financial freedom, if you want to take that first step, then you've already answered yes to these questions, then you are ready to start investing in the stock market, and now you know exactly what you should be getting into and when you should be getting into it. So I know this video was all about when to buy stocks. In the next video, we're going to talk about what types of stocks that you should be buying based on what type of investor you are. And maybe you've got friends out there that this goes against everything that they've said to you. This, they say that you should buy lower, you should buy stocks that are falling in price because they're cheaper. Share this video with them. Maybe open their eyes to the fact that buying rising stocks in a rising market leads you to make money as soon as you get into that investment. And tell me down in the comments below. I want to know, are you guys ready to start your investing journey? Are you ready to take that next step into achieving financial freedom and letting your money do the work for you? So just type down something simple, guys. Yes, I'm ready to get started. I want to see who out there is ready to jump into the stock market and ready to take that next step. If you're not a part of the VV Nation already, guys, don't forget to click that subscribe button, share this video with your friends, make sure you leave a comment down below, and until next time, I hope you guys have a great day.